Hello, everybody, and welcome to another excellent, fantastic episode of the Geek Gauntlet Podcast, the fastest hour in podcasting. We got a lot to go over tonight. We got my girl Gal Gadot in the news, Justice League investigations going on. I don't know what they got going on over there on DC. I don't know. But they're doing some investigations. Spider-Man 3 rumors. We got a lot to go into. Let's go ahead and get everything started. Let's put some time on our clock and let's go. It's not working. Hello, everyone, and again, welcome to the Geek Gauntlet Podcast, episode 15 of the Geek Gauntlet Podcast. Let me bring my crew in. Here we go. Let me bring everybody in. First, the OG co-host, the man I spent over 2 years with. It hadn't been 2 years. It feels like 2 years. Bring in my man, Shaw. What's up, Shaw?
I'm good. How are you, good sir?
Doing good. Next, I'm gonna bring in the ladies. The ladies of pinfall. I'm bringing my girl Kay. What's up, Kay?
Hey guys, how's everyone doing?
All right. And let me bring in Punisher.
Sup, yos?
And last but certainly not least, from the great, what is it, a Providence or?
The great country of Canada.
There we
it's
go.
The largest country in the world. Remember that.
There we go.
I'm in the
Ladies
great province of Nova Scotia.
Okay, I got you. Thank you for the history lesson. I appreciate that. The Woosin World Heavyweight Champion, my man Gene. Gene, what's up?
I had to do it tonight. It's the resting Grinch face. We all know. We all love.
The Grinch, bro.
Hey, man. The Grinch is good. Come on now. I can give you some Jim Carrey if you want. I can pull out that stuff.
I'm shocked we haven't seen that on the Reface app. I am shocked we haven't seen that on the Reface app.
It's coming. It's coming.
That'd be hilarious. All right, we got a lot we got to get into tonight. We got Justice League investigations going on. We got Gal Gadot and her director getting $10 million to help out HBO Max. We got Spider-Man 3 rumors going on. Man, let's just go right into it. But first, let me do this very quick.
That's very quick.
I know. It ain't me, folks. It ain't me. It's StreamYard. It ain't me. I promise you. All right, Shaw, let's go and get started on the news, my friend.
All right, so before we get to the news, we got two big shows to talk about. Before we get to the biggest one, let's talk about Star Trek real quick. So we just had a two-parter where in order to save Giorgio, they went to some planet where there was some sort of a door they went through that took her to her mirror universe back in time to when her Michael betrayed her. So we got nice 2 episodes, seeing her deal with that and all that, until finally she comes out and we find out that door is the Guardian of Forever. Which is pretty cool. For anyone who's a TOS fan, it's pretty cool. Anyway, she ends up having to go back in time to a different time period. So no more Giorgio for now. Now, that's Star Trek Discovery. Now let's move on to the real big thing. Star Wars: The Mandalorian, the season finale. A lot of big stuff happened today. I mean, well, yesterday.
Yeah.
Now one of us here didn't see it, so I don't know what they're ready to say this stuff or not. Because I mean,
Well,
yeah,
I'll do this for all those that are watching and that are in attendance, and as well for our Punisher friend here. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
Yeah, so let's give him a good countdown.
5,
all right.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Spoil away.
Bam.
Luke Skywalker shows up.
I mean, you might want to leave him off. You might want to leave him off.
I mean,
I'm just gonna turn him down.
No, we'll let you know.
Turn him down. Give me thumbs up.
all right, so we get it. All right, so we get a really nice episode where they go to get Grogu back.
I don't want to hear it.
Mute yourself there, darling.
They go to get Grogu back. They fight the Dark Troopers, which is pretty cool. They get they pick up Bo-Katan, those Mandalorian chicks. They go in, they do what they do,
I am not. Where do I get spoiled?
and then in the end, Luke Skywalker shows up. Some de-aging. He takes Grogu, and then we get an end credit scene where Boba Fett goes into Jabba the Hutt's place, takes control, and apparently we'll have a Boba Fett series in December that's coming up. What do you guys think of all that?
I think that's cool to have the series for that, honestly. I saw that. I thought that was neat.
Mind blowing.
I heard another rumor that, and you guys can confirm it. Was Sasha Banks in this episode too?
Yes,
Oh,
she
yeah.
was.
Well,
Yes,
Okay,
she was.
okay. I heard that. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I heard she DDT somebody.
yeah.
She did, yeah, she was like a DDT rolling into what she would normally do in the ring, anyways. But yeah, a lot of that. Again, we had not only did we get Boba Fett, and what led after to the Return of the Jedi. So this is sort of like the combination of everything that we've got to this point.
Right.
Yeah. So it was like I said, mind blowing. If you haven't seen it yet, it's been leaked all over the internet. Go find it. I'm proudly happy. I know some fans are probably thinking, yes, I know I look like Obi-Wan Kenobi. I swear I'm not going out for the part. Yeah.
Ha 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 ha. All right. Are we good with the spoilers? Good spoilers. Everyone
good.
Okay? We can
We're
all
good.
finish
Okay.
that for all the viewers.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. We're good. All right, good. Continue, Shaw.
All right, next. Now it's time to move on to the news.
Go ahead.
First up, as always, we got a happy birthday. Happy birthday for Helen Slater. She played Supergirl in the Supergirl cartoon. Supergirl movie back in the day, and Supergirl's adopted mother in Supergirl, the TV show.
The OG.
Yep. All right, we got a rumor. Sound like a bit like a good rumor, apparently, that William Dafoe and the dude that plays Sandman will both be back for Spider-Man 3.
I think that's awesome.
I like the cool.
This is really
Yeah.
starting to very much sound like
that'd be
they're
awesome
getting
rumor.
ready. It is a rumor, but this if it's on point, and let's just say that this rumor comes true. It's sounding like they're really trying to get the Sinister Six together. They're really pushing forward.
Yeah.
So either Sinister Six or we'll just see a lot of cameos.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the two.
Yep.
All right, next up, we got the first 5 episode titles for Legends of Tomorrow for people who are interested in that. Episode 1, Ground Control to Sarah Lance. Episode 2, Meet. ... The Legends with meat as in food. Puns. Episode 3, The X Factor. EX Factor. Episode 4, Bay of Squid. And episode 5, Satanist
Apprentice.
Yeah, Satanist Apprentice. Yeah, I got a little caught my tongue right there. So yeah, what are your thoughts on those titles? You interested?
Nope.
One sounds like almost like I feel like an Aquaman.
I also don't care.
Baywatchers for squids.
I just don't care for Legends at all, man. It's too corny. It's too comical for me. You got some big time heroes up in that thing, and to see them
True.
just job out like that to the whim of comedy, I can't.
It's how they're going to amalgamate it, and I get it, but what hurts me the most out of this whole thing is here's Black Lightning that could have given us a punch show that probably would have given more back story to some of these Legends stories. And we're not getting that because, hey, they're like, oh, well, we want to work with this one, not this. But, not everybody can be Disney and just bang out like 50 different shows and tell everybody.
Right.
Right.
All right, next up. Now, last week was Disney being like, yeah, we're awesome. This week is Warner Brothers being like, oh, come on, stop hitting us. First up, we got the investigation into Justice League. Apparently, the investigation is over. Action has been taken. Ray Fisher is fine with whatever action it is. We haven't heard about it. Apparently, Gal Gadot has speaking that something did happen between her and Josh, but she took care of that during then, so that's taken care of. She doesn't know anything about what happened with Ray Fisher. She said that, she's happy that he's speaking his truth, but he wasn't there. She wasn't there for any of that, so... And as far as we know, that's it. We don't know what supposed action was taken. So that's the investigation. What y'all think about that so far?
I mean, I guess if he's okay with it, I guess.
I wonder.
You know?
I wonder how serious that was between Josh and Gal. I just wonder how serious it was.
I was curious about that too because it's kind of like it's just kind of like something happened and like that's all the
It's very vague.
details.
It's
Yeah,
like, yeah, and then to make it so bad, Gal's married, so that would have made it even worse
right.
to deal with. So
There's a rumor. There's a rumor that Ray got paid off though. So just a rumor though.
At the end of the day, it's getting okay. Look, I get it. 2020 is almost over, so we're all praying for a better 2021. Let's just get through this and move on to the next year and see what that brings. Because we already know that this year is totally gone to the birds.
Mm-hmm.
That's insulting the birds.
Uh-huh.
Hey! I'm talking about that old movie, the one that was made with Alfred Hitchcock, and he threw the birds at the people when he told them that he was going
I
to
remember that.
see
I
birds.
remember that. Yeah, the birds. I remember that.
Now those birds, yes, it can go to them.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to say a quick shout out to our good friends over at HyperX Gaming. Also, a quick shout out to our good friends over at Metallic Dice Games. Shout out to everybody over at GeekNewsNow.net. Shout out to you guys as well. And I want to go ahead and keep on track with our first commercial break. Just hang out with us, guys. We'll be right back.
No, there ain't no stopping us. Fly without boarding pass. Couldn't catch me, I be moving fast. Call me a shooting star. Let 'em know who you are. Flying up in a bar. Wish on a star. Time to show 'em who's in charge. Call me a shooting star. Didn't even get to bronze.
And you can join us right here on Pinfall Productions for the Whole Sports Podcast. Join me, Josh, Brandon, sometimes Tommy. Sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. But definitely join us every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. And speaking of programming, this is the last show we'll have until after Christmas break. We'll be back, I believe, on the 29th. So definitely check us out then. We're taking time out to be with our families and so forth for Christmas. So definitely come back to us and rejoin us in the programming. All right, Shaw, go ahead, my friend.
Okie dokie. So next up, we got some pretty big news. Now, apparently, Legendary only got 30-minute notice for the deal with HBO Max and Warner Brothers, and they're not happy about that. Legendary, of course, is the people behind Dune and Godzilla vs. King Kong, and they're apparently seeking legal action. Apparently,
Oh my goodness.
in addition, both Christopher Nolan and James Gunn were also spoke out against this, with Nolan saying some of us in the industry, some of our biggest industry filmmakers and most important movie stars went to bed that night before thinking we were working for the greatest movie studio and woke up finding out we were really working for the worst streaming service. Shots
Seems a little
fired.
harsh. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little harsh.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
is.
I get where he's coming from, but at the same time, that's opinions.
That had a bite.
Words matter.
Yeah.
Shots
Okay,
fired.
so
But I do
I'm-
understand.
I'm going to take a little bit of a quote here from the professional wrestling world, and that is, this quote is, "Everybody has opinions, like everybody has assholes."
True that.
So,
They all stink.
They all stink. Yeah.
True that.
so basically, at the end of the day, though, like we're getting it. This is this new COVID world, and everybody and their mother is now working for a streaming service. If you're not working for one, where have you been? Are you underneath a rock?
Right.
Everybody has opinions. Just watch what you're doing. We get it. You may have went to bed and were happy with what you thought you were getting, and then woke up and got the memo in the morning, by the way, oh, now we're working for these people.
That's how it goes.
That's what it is.
That's
It's
how it
how
goes.
life is.
Isn't that kind of adulting in a nutshell? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Particularly in the corporate world, the corporate environment, that's how it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of the corporate world, not really a good segue, but whatever.
I was going to give you a better segue because Legacy and Batman. I was going to say that was the same line that they fed. What was it, Lucius Fox? Didn't you get the memo?
That's true. That's true.
Okay. Well, apparently both Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins. This is a rumor, though. Apparently, they both got paid $10 million to praise the HBO Max deal. Again, rumor.
I've seen that. I've seen that before myself. Yeah. I've seen that.
I kind of
movie.
believe it. Considering everything around, I kind of believe it. Like,
Hmm.
I could see it happening, like being a thing, but at the same time, like, couldn't that also just be somebody who's unhappy, like him, that was like, oh yeah, they had to have been paid to say good things about this. It's so bad.
True.
Why would anybody like this ever? So, like
Right.
that one could be just propaganda, as it
check
were.
out our
But I mean, I
stew,
could
10
see
million.
it. Yeah.
Well,
considering
it
that
goes.
anyone praising it,
It goes back to also the thing is anybody out there that's got a web page has got to make some money. They're getting AdSense, right?
Yep. That's right.
So even if they're throwing a rumor up there and they got you believing it, they've made their money.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Clickbait and all that stuff like that.
That's-
But no, I mean, I could see it,
Speaking of making your money or not making money, apparently because of this HBO Max deal, movie theaters are considering slicing prices on Warner Brothers movies. They're thinking about it. What do you think about that?
Theaters are
Yes.
super expensive. They shouldn't be as expensive as they are. I mean, I'm just going to throw that out there. I know movies themselves, and this is how stars make their money. Right. I get that. But $20, really? Or more, depending on where you're living.
It's the concessions is where it really
Yeah,
rips
yeah,
you.
yeah.
I mean,
That's
That's
the
just-
concession.
yeah.
it's the concessions, but at the end of the day, like when you break it down for the theater, the theater is given so much money and they got to pay for so much for getting said film. I think there should just be a base flat rate, as long as the studio makes back a certain amount of, let's say, half of their budget to whatever the budget was to their film. If they're making half that back, then they're going to be happy. That's what normally you can see that baseline throughout the most studios. You get to this is where it ruins things, because now somebody didn't like the streaming service, and now that the theaters are going to be opening back, when they do open back up, everybody is going to be hitting them hard. So the people that are the top sellers, or the people that are looking good within, the lovely social media and the news, they're probably going to be able to work out deals a lot easier with the theater. This is going to hurt Warner Brothers in a long run. In the end of the day, it's going to hurt them when theaters do open back up and consent for everything. So I would, if I was directors, actors, really just, if you don't like something, we get it. There's an off record and an on record. On record, play as nice as you possibly can, because of this weird COVID world. And when you're home with your friends and your pal on your own phone that doesn't connect to everybody else, go do your thing.
Have a burner phone.
Oh yeah.
But no. What I mean is, like, these guys get together, have parties, or talking all the time. That people don't get to see. So when you're personally chatting, you say what you're going to say, because everybody has their feel about their boss or who they work for. When you're in front of the screen, it's going to hurt your business. You're part of a business. You're part of that brand, and building that brand. And the more you hurt, the more it hinders them, and the less work you're going to get at the end of the day.
Yes, sir. All right. In brighter news for Warner Brothers, well, brighter up to you. Apparently, the Snyder Cut will be released in March, and it will be a 4-hour movie, not 4 episodes. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Bruh.
Big difference.
Bruh, I gotta be at the house for that.
Okay. Does everybody remember Batman v Superman in the extended cut, and how it turned like the 2 minute and 50 long movie to like 3 hours and 40 something? But halfway through that movie, I was so tired, I literally paused it, went to sleep, and then came back to, please don't give me a 4-hour movie if you're not going to hold my attention. Now, if it's
I literally fell asleep while watching that movie, so same.
No. What I'm trying to get at is, you look at Lord of the Rings. It's 3+ hours. I remember back in the day, with the VHS, you put it in. There was no commercials, no nothing. Straight into the movie.
Yep.
But I enjoyed it. I could sit there for 3 hours, and I got lost in the film.
Yes.
If you're going to make me get lost in your film and it works great, awesome, cool. Yep. But we all watched Justice League by now. There's no, even if you add stuff, probably no redeeming. You're going to extend that to an extra 2 more hours? No.
He's just saying no. Just no.
You can get away with it with Star Wars, but
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
there's just some brands that can do that. No.
it's just some that
Yeah.
Now,
on brighter notes, Warner Brothers finally made a deal with Roku, so now HBO Max is on Roku. So anyone who has Roku TVs and such.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's good. Let's see. We apparently have a casting for the Black Adam movie. Quintessa Swindell will be playing someone named Maxima Henkel, aka Cylon. No idea who she is. No idea who the character is.
Until we see the movie and until we start seeing trailers, awesome, great casting.
Yeah.
That's great. Hey,
at this point,
great.
No. But what I'm trying to get at is, at this point, from what we've known, there is no date on the film, and they're still pretty much saying like it's either back to be rewritten or whatever. It's great that it's getting casted and getting people. We don't have a date yet, so it's like.
All right, guys. I want to keep us going. I want to keep us on track with our commercials, and I also want to get the ladies involved here. So let's go ahead and take a commercial break right here. Bring Cam Punisher back, and then we'll continue on with the show. Give us a few. We'll be right back.
Hello.
when we get back from Christmas break, don't forget to check out the Paradigm Shift Wrestling Podcast. Get a cast and crew of thousands over on that show. Myself, Gene, Tommy, Brandon, Josh, special guest, RYK sometimes rolls through. My boy Justin rolls through sometimes. So definitely check out the Paradigm Shift Wrestling Podcast every Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Pinfall Productions. You'll be glad.
And just want to let you know there, Mr. William Morgan, that Tommy is the official Journeyman's Champion winner.
Yes, he is. I got a chance to catch that. Congratulations to Tommy. All right, let me bring the ladies involved here. We gotta get the ladies in there. All right, what do you ladies for us today?
Well, I actually was thinking about this. So full disclosure to all the viewers, it was kind of last minute getting all this pulled together. Like I had done it, but to get it all together, so she doesn't have a copy of it. So it's going to be me and her reacting, I guess. I'm terribly sorry, guys. I was playing video games. I'm not going to lie. That's what was happening, and I lost track of time.
It depends. What game were you playing?
Specifically, it was Dauntless, a free-to-play monster hunting game.
I got
you know, yeah, you can spend 8 hours in the blink of an eye.
You can.
At this point, the three of us OGs, it feels like you're speaking to the professor. Oh, professor, I had to do that. It's okay, don't worry.
My excuse is Christmas presents. I'm making half of mine this year, so the last 2 days have been scrambling to get them done. So
I understand that. Okay, so I will just go through this as kind of quick. I know we got a lot tonight. So I'm sure a lot of people have heard about the Cyberpunk stuff. It's had a lot of problems. It's had a terrible launch, quite frankly. So bad, in fact, that Sony pulled it out of their stores. And Microsoft and Sony are both offering full refunds if you bought the digital edition from their stores. So just go to like Microsoft.com and PlayStation to find out. There's like a deadline. I would check into that like ASAP if anybody's interested in it.
Whatever you do, if you have the hard copy, do not sell it. That will be worth a lot of money soon.
Yeah.
Oh,
my mind is blown.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. This is like unheard of for a AAA title to be recalled back like this. Like it's insane.
Blame Tyler.
Tyler.
Now, this is
I don't know who that is, but you right. You be right though.
Okay.
We're just
The
gonna blame
funny thing
Tyler for
about this
everything.
is you got some people, and I've seen this. They've thrown snapshots up and whatnot. There are some people out there that have a working edition on the Xbox. Everything is working for some people, and then there's a lot of people on the Sony side that are feeling this a lot more, that it's not working. So it's you know what I mean? I feel sorry for a AAA title. It's like we said prior. Again, this was one of those titles that had bugs right from the beginning.
Right. Well, I saw a tweet about that. The guy, one of the, I think it was a marketing person, said that they, on the business end, realized that they messed up and did what their company doesn't want to do, which is push it for more of a financial reason, even though they were told it wasn't ready. But so they said that they were sorry, quite frankly, and that they're going to pay out of pocket back to everyone. I guess they're footing the bill, which is great. I mean, they're owning up on it, but yeah, I don't know. I feel bad for him. Like I really do. And I have seen PS5 seems to run it maybe the best from what I've read, but I don't have one. So I can't confirm.
I hear Bethesda laughing their asses off right now, hardcore.
Well, do you know at the end of the day, it's like we said, that's why you have game testers. And if you're not going to listen, if you're not going to listen to them, and when they're telling you, hey, this is not ready, or there's still bugs, or whatever may be the point, you gotta take into consideration these people. They're not just saying that just because.
Right.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you ladies a question. Is Steam also offering refunds?
They did not say specific. I could Google that real quick, but in fact, I'll Google that after I finish this and answer that for you. Or you know what? Yeah, Punisher. Google that for me while I'm doing this.
I'm on
I
it.
didn't see anything about it, and I did see specifically the fact that Microsoft chose not to pull it from their stores. Like I guess they talked about it since Sony did, and they didn't want to. I guess I don't know. They want to leave it up to the consumer.
Well, the thing is, it's because, from my understanding, some of the Xbox, I'm not saying everybody, because there is affecting those people out there, but there are some people that have bought digital plus hard copy versions that are working perfectly fine with the Xbox. I think originally the idea was at one point in the whole marketing of Cyberpunk, it was going to be streamlined specifically as an exclusive Xbox title. So at the point, that's why that one is not as affected as the PlayStation, because they opened it up to everybody.
All right.
So,
I actually didn't know it was originally going to be catered to only Xbox.
that was the original idea, because I think it was
I'm
like
glad
dropped.
they
It was like,
opened that up because it's such a big game, like that
Yeah.
deserves to be on everything.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's just kind of a quick nod of acknowledgement because it's not something that I thought about. Poor Pokemon Go and COVID. I didn't think about those poor guys and what they've been having to go through, but they've actually done some cute little things such as like Team Go rocket balloons that bring the fights to you. I don't play Pokemon Go because my phone is so old; it's garbage. I cannot. But
I missed that one. Too.
I know a lot of people that play it, and I'm sure you guys are aware of this. But they were talking about how they had to break into little strike teams and learn how to deal with things in weeks instead of months, and like the pressure that's been on. So kudos to that team, and that's awesome. I'm glad that they're sticking with it and trying to keep their fans happy.
They're bringing your Pokemon experience to the home. Now they don't want you to go out walking or getting infected by COVID, so they're bringing your Pokemon to you.
They
not you going
care.
to the Pokemon.
They
That's how
care.
bitchy
That's
behind
awesome.
the toilet.
Well, that's what some of it is. It's like, you can take your phone, you flip it, and you can find Pokemon in your home. Now they're making it so that like almost all the Pokemon are there. So it's like, hey, you're at your toilet. All of a sudden, Gyarados is popping out of the toilet.
Entertaining bathroom break ever.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so this one I thought was actually really neat for any League players out there. They confirmed they are going to come out with an MMO. Riot is. They are trying to create a full universe surrounding League. They have a card game already existing, and in next year they're coming out with a mobile and console version of the original game, an animated series called Arcane, and they actually, which I thought was very interesting, how they infiltrate like this, but they partnered with Marvel for comic books. So Marvel just getting in everything, isn't it? It's like Disney.
I love
No,
League.
no, no.
becoming an Amazon.
You got to remember, Kay. Disney already owns Marvel, so Disney owns.
You're right. So just Disney.
Yeah.
Disney, stop it.
I love League, and it's good to see it expanding out there like that.
Right? It's lived for so long. That's an older game, like that's been around for a long, and I know people that are so dedicated to this
But
day to the cause.
But that's the thing. Like, that's usually where it starts. Like we've seen this with what was it, Warcraft, and there was just the regular strategy-based game. It moved into an MMORPG, and it's now it's grown. So at the same rate, this is the strategy. If there's a cult following, if people get behind it.
Oh God, yeah, and they already have the cult following for sure.
The thing I hate about League though is when you play with other people, some of these people can just be really, really nasty too.
I was gonna say it's a toxic community.
Yeah, it's really toxic.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
bad.
When
One
it
of the
becomes-
worst.
Remember, when it becomes a competitive game and there's money involved for people to make, watch out.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So on the flip side of things dying out, next December 2021, 343. I guess is it? Is it 343 or 34? I feel it's 34. I've never heard anybody say that.
343.
Okay,
Yeah,
I thought it
343.
was, but then I was like, wait, I've never actually heard it. I've just read it. Industries will be shutting down all their servers on the 360 for like all their Halo games, like 3 Reach, ODST, 4 Wars, Spartan Assault, and Anniversary. So all of them,
What's up,
what's more
Randy?
toxic, that of wrestling fans? You know what? Honestly, I've heard some bad things. You all have educated me.
Hey.
On
I
some
can tell
I
you
ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I've been playing League for a minute, and I gotta go with League. I ain't gonna say
Look.
lie. I gotta go with League.
Will, I could sit you down someday, young Padawan, and we can talk about stories about toxic wrestling fans. I'll take you to I'll take you down to Tatooine, and we'll sit and have a good talk in Mosley Bar. So
that's another one.
Black
That's
Ops
another
2
one.
is
Black
bad.
Ops 2,
I'm a big Black Ops
Mhm.
fan, so yeah, I suffered through that. I just
yeah.
didn't talk. You don't want to be a girl on old school Call of Duty. No.
No, you don't.
Okay, so to finish this up real quick, there was somebody who already, it's The Verge. I'm sure everyone's familiar with it. They've already put together a top list of their personal favorites of 2020, and honestly, I kind of they're good ones. If you guys want to go on and check out the full list, they give pretty good details if you're not familiar with all of them. But I'll just a couple of the highlights. Obviously, number one. You know what? What was number one, guys? What was number one game of 2020? I just
Last
want
of Us 2.
no. I mean, I
don't know.
appreciate that was on there. Just okay, come on.
That was the
What's the game that everyone
won.
blew up over this year? What was it?
Among
Among
Us.
Us.
That's
Among Us.
also fair. No, Animal Crossing, y'all. That was the one that started this
Oh.
whole trend at
Yeah,
the
but
beginning
that
of the
was-
quarantine.
Yeah, that was good for like
Hey,
what,
hey,
2
hey,
months.
hey.
I'm still playing Elder Scrolls, so
No,
Look,
you
look,
don't
look.
know
Only
the size
2
of the
months.
Animal Crossing community.
Look, Animal Crossing is nice, fun-loving.
It is. That's
I was-
why it
I
got
was
so
about to
big.
say to
All
you,
of the,
I'm scared of
I was
that.
going to say
Listen,
that
the size
the
of
OG.
their community.
Do you know what's the
What's
OG to Animal Crossing?
Bro, I just can't.
What?
I just don't see what makes Animal Crossing.
We're
so
talking.
Well,
We're
that's
gonna.
okay.
We're
I
gonna.
mean, I don't
I
even
do
really
love
play it that
Animal
much. I
Crossing,
used to
but-
play it, and I do have New Horizons, but I haven't actually played it that much. But what I'm saying is,
Wait,
think of
what?
all of the, well, quite frankly, the moms, the like younger kids, the
Moms.
huge audience. That's why it got so big.
I was.
Like,
I was always a fan of
See the audience for Among Us?
Stardew. I was always a big fan of Stardew Valley. That
I
was-
do. Stardew Valley is a good game. And yes, Among Us does have a really big following, but I also know a lot of people that don't like Among Us and don't play it. So that's kind of a mixed bag. But that actually was not listed on the Verge's thing either. Among Us was not. Last of Us 2 was, of course.
Mhm.
Spider-Man was. Oh my God, my light just went out. Of course it did. Star Wars
That's okay.
Squadrons and Half-Life Alyx for the VR, and the Final Fantasy VII remake.
I can't wait for Squadrons. I want to play it so bad.
Yes, yes. So yeah, that was it. Awesome
All right.
game.
By the way, if you purchase Cyberpunk 2077 on PC via the Steam Marketplace, you can request a refund through the Steam website.
Okay.
Awesome.
So yeah,
Thank you.
Cool.
yes, you must request a refund within 14 days of buying the game, and only if you've played the game for fewer than 2 hours.
Okay. Damn.
Yeah. So
You get
Kinda-
past.
you're not gonna find
What
it.
if you didn't get a
Let-
bug
let's-
until 3 hours in?
Yeah.
I would be so mad. I would be kicking doors, dude. Like,
But,
oh
but
God.
no. Like, look at any game. Like, we've seen games. There's been games out there throughout our life. Like you play in the first 2 hours, everything goes well, and you get to hour number 4, and all of a sudden there is an NPC stuck in the toilet, walking around, going, and you're just like, okay, dude, awesome, you do you.
My horse just went up, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you walk right under, and holes. It happens. It happens.
All right, guys. Let's go ahead and you know what? I'm not gonna even try to mess with this. It might get it might get stuck on me again. Sean, go ahead and continue. Thank you, ladies. Go ahead and continue. Sean.
All right. So a part of the whole gaming stuff, I do have a little bit of a review of a game that I just finished, the
Okay.
Avengers game. Now I know that there's been some glitches. The people playing the game has dropped off to like more than half, and apparently Marvel is losing millions because of it. That being said, I enjoyed the game.
Yeah, I played it, finished it. The only thing I wish I still had my Xbox, because I guess there's a new update. The Katie Holtz is now part of it. She's the
Kate Bishop.
Katie Bishop. Yes, there we go.
Katie.
Kate Bishop. Yeah,
I
she
heard,
is now part of it.
I heard
Yeah.
I heard the game is down in price now.
Yeah,
Yeah, should be.
Yeah.
The gameplay is still fun though. The story is pretty good up until you get Captain America. Then there's like very little story. I mean, you don't get to play as Thor that much compared to the rest of the characters.
There's a joke.
Who
in there
cares about Kate
somewhere.
Bishop?
Can you play most of the game as Black Widow?
Well, after you get Black Widow,
Yeah,
you can choose her for the missions.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if it's all the missions. Like I think that once you get Cap, you have to play Cap for the missions and like that. And she's
Pretty
like,
much
yeah.
the way the game's tailored. There are certain spots where you need certain characters because of the storyline things. But you can always go back. Like I was going back and replaying before Kate Bishop was even added on. I was just going back. There's a bunch of side missions. You can choose your team, who you want, play as who your main focus you want. So it's a very big, diverse game.
I mean, it's Scarlett Johansson. You can't go wrong with Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
Come on,
So
y'all.
all in all, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
First you said,
It was.
It's not that I'm disagreeing, but I think I'm more of a Jessica Biel fan, honestly.
Oh, I'm down with that. Yeah. I'm down.
Scarlett's cute, but Jessica, yeah.
I'm down with that.
All right, to get back to the news. Yeah. Related to Marvel, apparently Marvel is going to be doing an Alien series on Hulu, which also might be also on Disney Plus when they do the whole adult content stuff. It'll be placed on Earth, towards the future or whatever, where, yeah.
Could this be a way for James Cameron to continue on his Alien franchise?
I just wanted to know if it's going to be an Alien series or a Marvel series, because those
Yeah.
are completely
That is
different
two different
things.
things. That's true.
And they're
Well-
the one I'm rooting for. And,
Well, there's actually
That's
some
true.
very good Alien comics done by Marvel.
Yeah.
well, see,
Yeah.
when I was looking into that, I saw like they already do have some existing stuff with them, but it's just, yeah, okay. But either way, cool.
It's Aliens. It's not Marvel. It's Aliens.
Okay.
Speaking of Marvel, however, the Marvel series Halstorm that was on the Hulu apparently canceled after one season.
That's terrible. That was a great show. That was
That's a good
fantastic.
show.
I didn't
I
watch
was shocked
it.
when you told. I was shocked when Shaw told me. I was like, man, really?
Yeah, that was really well made. That was one of their good, well made shows. What do they do?
Mhm.
They want me to hate them. That's what it is. I see what they're
Well, it's the proverbial thing though. Like you're getting up there now where Netflix has been around and then starting to get bigger names with bigger shows. You've got HBO Max coming out of nowhere, really starting to pick up steam. These little streaming places that were around are fighting to try to stay alive. So when something is not going the way they hope, or if they're not getting the fan base that they want, they're going to go by the wayside because they're just not going to want to spend that money for it not to reverberate back to them. So you know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Next up, we got the results for the most recent death battle of Sanji from One Piece versus Rock Lee from Naruto. And, well, Sanji won. What y'all think about that first off?
I actually didn't watch Naruto. I know, shoot me. So I'm not super familiar with that one.
I didn't either.
I've never watched. Okay, look, I'll be upfront on this. I've never watched Naruto. I do know the character, and I watched the death battle, and pretty much he tried to go OG. He tried to use all his abilities, all his chi in one shot at one time, and the other guy still beat him good. So it's like
Nah. Shaw. Tell them next death battle.
Oh, yeah. Next death battle will be the Hulk versus Brawley. And it looks like it's going to be Super Brawley, not OG Brawley.
Nice.
Yeah, oh yeah.
we've seen Hulk in death battle already versus I think he took on Thanos.
It was
No,
Doomsday.
it was Doomsday.
And he lost, and I think he lost to Doomsday.
Yeah, he lost to Doomsday. I hope they do it right.
I think this would be a little bit different though, because Brawley isn't. What's the word I want to say? He has no DNA of Superman in him, so I think this would be a little bit different.
Yeah. All right. So next
I'm looking to see that one though.
For all y'all kid at hearts who remember back in the day when cartoons were a thing, First off, Rugrats are getting a reboot.
Okay, Kat.
Sounds good, Kat.
When I hear the words reboot on 90s shows, I get scared.
Yep.
Rugrats was really good, okay? I'm not going to discredit what Hulu did when they brought back the Animaniacs. They kicked it out of the park. They're doing great with that because they got all the original guys. Everything's pretty much just where they picked up right where they left off, just with a new aesthetic over top of it. When you hear the words reboot, that's when I get scared because now you're changing nostalgia.
Oh yeah.
Like Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Oh,
Man, the only thing they did right with Power Rangers and I don't know if it was a reboot. The only thing they ever did right to me, particularly later on, once they got past the original and maybe in space, was when they brought all the Red Rangers together and have all the Red Rangers fight a couple of years ago. That's the only thing they did right to me.
That
The
was
rest
so
of it,
big.
the rest of it been trash.
they have their ups and downs. Some good seasons, some bad seasons.
Well, I mean, like the reboot, like the movie, like the reboot of the movie. To me, it took away the innocence of the core of the Power Rangers. It made them too,
That might have been better.
real life.
There's a couple of comments, by the way, that have popped up on stream, and I kind of want to address it. Borderlands movie. I have not heard about a Borderlands movie, and if that's a thing, that's awesome and exciting, and I hope that goes through soon.
And
that can also be dangerous as well because once again you could get somebody who wants to write it a certain way and then change everything.
That's true, but it's a ridiculous game at heart. So they can do a lot. It's got a broader range. You know what I'm saying? They've got some cheesy stuff in there, but they do.
Yeah, it's got a great storyline that you can play with if you get the right person that would want to play with the storyline.
Right.
But you look. We all thought, how could you mess up? How did you mess up zombies? And how could you mess up doing, Resident Evil? Because that storyline's solid. Everything's good with it. And then we got Resident Evil, the movie, and then it was like, oh, that's how.
I also see something here in the comments. Someone said a Rugrats reboot. Bro,
yeah, that's what we're just talking about.
So that's what we were just talking about. That's why.
We don't need to see the worst parents of mankind because those were some terrible ass parents back in the day. Terrible.
Well,
terrible.
Debatable. I mean.
Terrible.
Parents from Home Alone.
They're bad too.
There's a couple of
Christmas. It's the Christmas season.
Debatable.
Remember. Out there to all your parents. I know not all of this, but just remember, if you are taking Christmas vacations, please make sure that you're counting all your people and don't count the neighbor's kids.
How the hell?
Yeah, we've just watched all those movies.
How the hell you put the child? How the hell you put the child in a gate and then you come up a little bit later in the episode, the child in the attic, and you don't know. Come on, man.
Well, if you remember correctly, Tommy always hid the screwdriver in his diaper.
That's true. But then you stupid too, because you got to change the diaper at some point. You got to catch on somewhere. You got to catch on.
That's all right. Well, survival of the fittest. He's got to figure it out sometime.
He got to figure it out. The mama got to figure it out. She don't figure it out.
Hey, the episode with Chucky, that hit home. Come on, you can't say that didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
let's stop hating.
You're right.
Speaking of reboots, there's also going to be a reboot for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Y'all remember that?
I love Chip and Dale.
Yeah.
Chip and Dale.
Rescue Rangers. Yes, I grew up on.
That was the jank, boy. Y'all ain't never seen Chip and Dale?
No,
No, we have, but like I'm thinking
any beautiful listening to you guys sing that together.
But any reboot just kind of scares me. So I say reboot, and I'm like,
look at what they did. I'll give Disney props. They rebooted.
Another one.
They rebooted DuckTales. It was going well. They had a really great cast. It was all going well, and then they just recently canceled it. They even gave us a tease for an hour-long Halloween special, which was with Darkwing Duck. So it looked like, they're going to bring that back. Everything was going good, and then it just came off the rails.
Thank you, KW. You right. Dora's parents was terrible too. If it wasn't for the map and the backpack, she would have been got
We had to learn our Spanish. We had to learn our Spanish somehow.
Me and my daughter always get into it. Without map and backpack, there would be no door.
Well, just think about Blue's Clues.
That too.
I hate that they don't use a notebook anymore. Oh, the handy dandy notebook.
It was it. That was it.
What?
Sorry.
What?
Go ahead.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Blue's Clues.
Just keep going, shall we? We're gonna move on.
What?
Wait, I'm sorry. I did my brain.
Talking about Blue's Clues.
I
Wait a
thought
minute.
that's what he said at the end of it. I'm so sorry. I guess my brain was thinking about
Wait a
Blue's
minute.
Clues.
When did they stop using the notebook in Blue? What was this?
Isn't that what you
Yeah.
said? What did
They
you
use a
say
tablet
after
now or
the
some
re-
shit,
I'm
yeah.
saying
after the reboot?
I was talking about door.
Dora, and then what did you say? You said just
without the map and backpack, there is no door.
I know, but I swear you said Blue's Clues.
I heard Blue's Clues too. I thought.
I
That was me. That was me.
That was him.
That was me.
That was Gene. That was
Okay,
Gene.
all
That
right.
wasn't
Well,
me.
somebody said it. It doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm not crazy, and my point still
No.
stands. No,
Okay.
carry on, Shaw.
All right.
Go ahead, y'all.
Oh, now for anyone who's interested in the video game Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, they finally released the third character in the most recent pack, Scorpina. Finally, after 3 months. So
It's been
The,
a
game,
minute.
the game's been out for a little bit.
Yeah. Every so often they release a pack with 3 new characters.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad.
It's one of those up and down things. It's almost like hitting Mortal Kombat now. It's shake the dice. Who are we gonna get this month?
All right, guys, we are at 52 minutes. So let's sort of let's do a quick rundown. I want to say something for Shaw before we get out of here, though. But let's kind of speed run down a little bit. Henry Cavill has an injury on the set of The Watcher. He injured his leg.
Witcher.
Witcher.
Yeah, no, The Witcher. I'm sorry. Also, live action Yu Yu Hakusho series is coming to Netflix. I am excited. If you've never seen that anime, it's on Funimation, and most of the episodes are still on YouTube. So definitely check out Yu Yu Hakusho. We talked about our gaming topics already. Shaw gave his review of Avengers. Let me see. Now, Shaw, there's something here that I want you to go over about a cook real quick.
Which one?
Fire Will Rain.
Fire Will Rain?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I don't see.
Matt will be playing.
Oh, right. Yeah, Matt Smith, Olivia Cook, and Emma D'Aria will be starring in the House of Dragons series, the spin-off of Game of Thrones, focusing around the Targaryens. Matt Smith will be playing Daemon Targaryen, King Valerian's younger brother and heir to the throne. So anyone who's still interested in Game of Thrones, that's happening.
Okay.
I like Matt Smith. I'm Whovian, so awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome to see
Sure.
if he still can work.
And the thing I'm gonna pick one topic here that we're gonna go into. We got 6 minutes left.
Mhm.
Fast hour podcasting.
Sure.
Let me pick one. Should Wonder Woman have ended when she kills that dude and not fought Ares?
Yeah. So should the Ares fight not happen? Should they not have introduced Ares? Should have just ended right there after she killed the general dude. What do you guys think?
Nah, you need
What
Ares.
was
Ares.
Yeah.
Ares was the focus behind the whole entire that whole entire movie.
But he
So
has
you
no
didn't have
impact in the
Ares.
story. He had no impact in the story at all.
Ares
Yeah,
did.
no.
though. You got
Because it's not he's not the reason for the war happening. He was just trying to stop the thing. And by that point, the armistice was already fixed. So at that point,
Yeah,
the
but
fight actually didn't matter.
You got to remember, Ares is the god of war.
Mm-hmm.
So his impact throughout the entire movie was think of it as a god. He had manipulated and moved the pieces while Diana was in the island before man had finally found her. He was moving and generalizing the pieces. So he was putting in place the first, I think this is the Second World War when the movie was cast
First.
again, or the first?
First.
Yeah, so he had already manipulated and moved all the pieces to make it look like men on men were bad. So as him being the god of war, that's his.
You're
that's his
missing the point of the movie. He didn't do anything. The only thing he was doing was trying to to make sure that the armistice didn't happen. Everything was humans. He didn't actually do anything during the movie at all. He was just trying to make sure that the armistice didn't happen.
So let me ask you this. So let me ask you guys this: would you have rather seen Ares in 1984?
I mean, one thing I hated about
versus who we got.
One of the things I hated about the Wonder Woman movie is that they got rid of the Greek gods. The Greek gods are one of the best thing about Wonder Woman and her stories and stuff in recent years, like having them, be there to interact with and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, keeping him around, why not?
Like technically, if we want to get real technical, even in the comic book, he never dies. Even though they use a godly weapon, he's still going to be able to show back up. He's a god.
That's comics.
Let's just say this right now. Tomorrow in Wonder Woman 3, the movie, you'll see Ares. You could possibly see Ares again. He's a standalone. He's a character that's always going to be recurring. Zeus, all of them. So to have him in that, it was the best way to do it because you had some of the Greek gods. It was an easy way to tell the story. Now that we're getting Wonder Woman 1984, and now we're getting Cheetah and those characters. Those are some of the actual characters that you've seen in the comic. So you have to use a bigger super character or super villain to aesthetically move your storyline along, and then be able to give you your small other normal villains so that you can then roll with it. Because people got to get invested somehow. They need that way of finding that uber villain. That was just
you
the
need the
perfect
background top story. You need the build up.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, Shaw sent some pictures I want to go ahead and use very, very quickly. We talked about it a little bit earlier. Let me see if this will work for me. Don't know if it will.
Had it for a second. There you go.
Some of our industry's biggest filmmakers and most important movie stars went to bed before thinking they were working for the greatest movie studio and woke up to find out they were working for the worst streaming service. That's Christopher Nolan slamming HBO Max and Warner Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Shaw, you sent that?
Right.
Yes.
Not to mention that. Mortal Kombat is one of the movies we're getting to see in April.
Yeah.
The casting for that is really on point. I like some of the cast choices. I've seen IGN. They did a little rundown of some of the casting, and it looks like it's going to be really solid. They're going with a more martial artist background and staying true to a lot of the video game as well. So I think it's going to be good.
And those who are wondering what happened to Jimmy Olsen and Supergirl, that's what happened to Jimmy Olsen and Supergirl. He's going to that movie. So
he's playing Jax.
He's playing Jax. Yeah, he's playing Jax. So that's why he ended up leaving Supergirl to pursue that. Yeah. And I agree with Kay. I don't blame him.
Yeah,
I really don't.
Well, at the end of the day, the recent. If anybody's played any of the recent Mortal Kombat games, they've been feeling movie-ish for a while with the way the stories have been running, or the way they give you the gameplay. I've been waiting for it. Yeah, well, no, I've been waiting for a good Mortal Kombat movie. We got Mortal Kombat 1. We got Mortal Kombat, the first one. It was great, but, we needed something to combat that. I think it's about that time to you can reboot it and do it well because you got enough people writing these good comic book and these big action movies that I think you could get something great out of it.
That's a reboot I could see maybe working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most deaf. All right, real quick. We got a few seconds left. Anybody got anything they want to get out there before we roll off for the night? Shameless plugs. Anybody?
Reminding again, we're off until the 29th. No shows on Pinfall at all. I don't know, guys. I can't think of anything right off.
The only thing I can say for you guys is Merry Christmas, and don't forget to catch me Sunday over in PPF because I get to go for a title. Woohoo!
And real quick, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. We'll be back for a year-end review show on the 30th. If there is nothing else for Shaw, Punisher, Gene, Kay, and myself, you guys have a very, very Merry Christmas. We'll see you right here on the Geek Gauntlet Podcast, right here on Pinfall Productions. Later, guys.
And you just ran the gauntlet.
The gauntlet.
the fastest hour in